Hashi could not be with us today. Hashi's doing big things.
Red carpet.
Yeah,
Red carpet, man.
He's like Michael Jackson
Bro,
5. He's
leading the way.
fair enough. You know what I mean? Nah, but Hashi's covering London Film Festival right now. He's on the red carpet, meeting the stars. Met John David Washington the other day, I think.
That's big, man.
Manny, you too.
Yeah.
Before I get to you, I got to introduce you, my friend.
Yes, please.
Friend of the pod,
Definitely.
Manny from the Post Credit Scene podcast. Welcome, my boy.
Welcome. Thank you for having me, guys.
It's been a while. It's been a long time coming. You know my messages long.
Yeah.
Are you gonna spin it? By the way, I was being ignored, didn't it? Like they threw me in there. Like, I might as well just have him on the pod, didn't it? That's the vibe that I got.
Nah, you sure it's me, bro?
you know the wickedest thing, yeah? I reached out to Manny. Manny was one of the first person I reached out to.
Yeah.
So date stamped, you see when I reach out to him, Manny, I roll through and I was like, all right, cool. I caught him slipping at Beetlejuice and he didn't want to make eye contact with me.
I didn't want to make eye contact with you because I felt ashamed at the fact that you got there late and you weren't allowed inside. I didn't want to associate myself with somebody that wasn't allowed inside to watch the film. That's what it was.
I appreciate you here, man.
No, thank you for having me. Honestly,
Of
bro.
course, you don't know, we've had Gaz on the podcast many times, and obviously Manny is on the pod with Gaz, Post Credit Scene podcast. The socials will be down below. Manny's socials will be down below. So guys, please go follow up. They've got great content, honestly. Obviously, they've been covering the red carpet as well, so go and check their content out for that as well.
Much appreciate it, man.
But yeah, we are here for the Salem's Lot movie review. So we'll do a quick non-spoiler, couple minutes, and then we'll just get into spoilers if there's anything to really. Yeah, we'll see. But guys, before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming out. It feels good to be back.
Oh yeah. Where was the last? Oh, it's been a minute.
Bro, it's been a minute. Yeah, I've missed the last few, man. But I'm here, man. But yeah, let's do it. Salem's Lot. So this one directed by Gary Doberman. It's an adaptation of a Stephen King novel. Have any of you not read the book?
No.
No. Sure.
Have you not read Stephen King books?
I have.
I've never read a Stephen King.
The Shining.
The Shining. You read that? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
He writes too much. How does he come up with so many stories, bro?
So much, yeah.
He's actually crazy. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and a lot of his stuff gets adapted as well. But yeah, starring Lewis Pullman, Mackenzie Lee, Alfred Woodard is in this movie as well. But let's get into non-spoilers. As our guest, Manny, do you want to get started?
I can. So, I think before today, I had I don't know if you guys watched Mia Culpa.
Yes. Yeah.
Mia Culpa.
That's the Tyler Perry one, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched Mia Culpa. Yeah.
Don't. And Madam Web as the worst films I've watched this year. I think Salem's Lot is third worst film I've watched this year.
Real quick, if you go on Manny's TikTok, he's got a Mia Culpa review that went viral.
You know what? Yeah, I think I removed it from my page. I hope that I did. Yeah, because I don't usually cuss out films the way that I do. But I feel like it's a bit out of character.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that that's what I normally do.
Yeah.
But that film was so bad.
Yeah.
Mia Culpa might be the worst film I've ever watched in my life. I'm not even exaggerating.
Worse than Madam Web, you say?
It's worse than Madam Web.
Worse than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Worse than those films.
Wow.
It's definitely. If I wasn't watching it on Netflix, I would have left the cinema.
Yeah.
You know what?
Borderlands. Did you watch?
I'm not gonna watch that film. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah, I'll take this with a pinch of salt. But
No, it's
no. I'm taking your opinion.
Well,
With a pinch of salt.
Fair. And one thing about bad films, I think I went through, because I wanted to watch at least 100 films this year, new films that came out. I went through a phase during March, April, May, where I watched films that were just okay. And it kind of not killed my love going cinema, but it's bro, I feel like I'm wasting my time going cinema so many times, watching films that I don't love. So now there's a few films that come out, I cannot wait for other people to watch it first. And I get it, I'm a movie reviewer. But bro, I have to enjoy watching these films sometimes. And even a few other films that I've watched recently that I didn't love, but I can appreciate the art of it or the artistry of it. But yeah, just in terms of just watching bad films, I'm just a bit exhausted.
It's been a week here though. For movies, in my opinion, anyway.
It has. Yeah. I feel like it has. I think last year was was great year for films.
Yeah, and I think next year is probably going to be better, way better.
What's coming out next year that you're excited for?
Next year we had like there's like the F1 movie.
Oh, okay.
There's a few things in it, but it's like obviously I think because Hashi was saying this like writer's strike affected this year.
Yeah.
So I think that's why there's been a lot of weak movies this year. But yeah.
Anyway, Chris, quick thoughts on SALEM'S Law.
Non-spoilers.
I'll try to be as nice as possible.
You don't have to be.
I wasn't a huge fan of the film. It felt a bit outdated. It felt like it was made for a film to be released in the early 2000s. That's what the feeling that got for me. I wasn't particularly a fan of the acting. There's not a particular performer in this film that I thought was worth at the time. It feels like they got given the script like the week beforehand. It was like, go ahead and do your job. The writing wasn't great. I can't sit here and marvel at the cinematography or marvel at the directing. Some of the editing felt a bit shoddy, but again, that's more linked to like films that you would have seen in the early 2000s, which again is not the worst things, but when movie has evolved to essentially be better in those aspects, I'm not hearing that level of editing for a film with whatever budget it was. But yeah, it's not a great film, and thank you guys for making me watch it.
Yeah, apologies, man. Apologies, my deep apologies. Kem, we said,
for all the reasons you gave,
you loved it.
Why you didn't like it?
Yeah,
I liked it.
Okay,
so for me is it was refreshing having a movie, one that, especially a horror movie, one that it's not doing so much. It's not sort of reinventing the wheel. It's not giving us something brand new and something edgy, which is risky in a sense. It took me back to The Boys. What's called The Lost Boys. I felt, based on what I watched this week, it was refreshing. It was nothing that I needed to sort of put too much focus on. I had a few chuckles. Yes, there was some shoddy editing. A lot of filming was like it was the style of sort of yesteryears, like the 90s and stuff like that, which I found refreshing. Because again, I don't like, after watching all these, because I had to watch Substance and stuff, so I caught up on stuff like that. These horrors are really sort of gory and stuff like that. But there's aspects of this movie which I thought, you know what, it had this element where it kind of took, like from Game of Thrones, you can't have any sort of favorites in this movie. They don't care for that. They'll take anyone when they want it. And I love that. Coupled in with the sort of the style and from the 80s and 90s and the way how they done this horror film. Yeah, man. It was refreshing. It's not a great film. It was a refreshing watch.
Do you in general like horror films?
I love horror films.
Yeah, he loves it.
I understand your opinion.
Yeah.
I understand the fair.
But I'll do my non-spoiler.
You're baffled.
Quickly first. No, I'll do my non-spoiler quickly first. Because we got a spoiler for your review.
Yeah.
Like,
we both looked at each other.
No.
So, but in my opinion, this movie for me was very, very, very boring. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was a task to get through. I agree with Manny. Like, none of the actors really stood out. Everyone felt kind of one note almost. And it's funny because Alfre Woodard, especially, I really like her as an actor, but there's nothing that she did here that maybe there was one delivery of a line that I was like, okay, that was kind of, I like that. There was one, but other than that, there was nothing really there. The horror elements, like, I'm not a big fan of horror, and jump scares get me, right? Nothing really got me here. No. There's one character I like, the little black kid.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I actually liked him.
He was no nonsense.
I've never seen survival instincts from a kid like this in my life. But maybe that's obviously probably unrealistic for a child, but it is what it is. That's probably the only positive takeaway really I can give on this movie. But yeah, for me overall, it was kind of boring, man. I gotta be honest. But let's get into spoilers. I just want to ask you, did the horror get you at all? Because I know you're a horror fan. So
no, horror did not get me at all. I think it was one.
But shouldn't you want that for a horror though?
Yes, but it was more of an appreciation of what it brought me back to. The one thing that actually got me, that made me sort of stood up and like thinking, whoa, this is scary. The parental side of me is when they're walking through the forest and the guy just scoops up the kid. That is scary. That was scary. And then obviously, like, they didn't spare no punches. They took the other kid as well.
Yeah.
That's because you're a father, you're saying.
That's the only reason why that scared me. The rest of it, and then you have to imagine is it Burrows?
Burlow.
Burlow ripping up the kid because you're hearing it.
Yeah.
It's like these really sort of visual screens and stuff like this. But you know what?
Or Barlow, sorry.
Barlow, yeah. It was. That's why I enjoyed it, because it just took me back. It was a nostalgic moment. It took me back to old school filming. Again, it's not the best. Nothing amazing about it. Nothing stood out. Again, there's a few sort of standout sort of comedic moments, but nothing really stood out. And some of the choices in regards to sort of what was delivered and how the acting was like. It was like the sheriff. He thought stuff was going wrong. He's like, I'm out here, man.
He's gone.
I was like, yeah, that's me. I would have been out of here. I'm not waiting around.
Do you know what? I was gonna say this for another film that we watched, but I will say this for this film as well. Yeah, this film would not have worked. It was a town full of black people.
Oh, 100%.
Bro.
You know what? It was like when I was the scene when they went to the black family's house and the priest was trying to explain, and I put myself in the dad's shoes. And if my kid says, "Dad, there's some vampires," I don't care how stupid it sounds. Is it? Okay, all right, cool. I'm hearing you. And then after the fact, if I find out that it's not, I'm going to tell you off. Yeah. But in that present time, there's a vampire outside. I believe you.
Yeah.
Go to your room. I was like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Because you're not exactly believing it's
and
a
I'm
vampire.
going to the door.
It's not exactly you're believing it's a vampire,
but
something's
there.
Yeah.
My kid's not going to be doing. And then something's at the door and you're going to the door.
Yeah, bro.
I told the priest to go to the door.
Bro, exactly. I would not be opening the door.
Yeah.
I would not be opening that door.
Yeah. And the priest came with the kids to tell them, to warn them, and they're still just like, enough to the kid.
I think that out of everything was the suspense of disbelief. Not the vampires.
No, do you know
that?
Same.
Do you know what mine was?
What?
What's the odds that she has a rabies shot in her bag?
Yeah.
That kind of annoyed me, I'm not gonna lie.
That's like,
and why did it work?
No, but she had a quick suck in it. It was like, boom. It went too long.
Yeah. But maybe she prepared herself before it got. Do you know what really annoying about that scene is that you don't waited until right before that vampire woke up before you guys realize, so what happens if she wakes up? How are we going to defend ourselves? How are you figuring that out right now?
Yeah.
And then they're trying to put the cross together with the sellotape. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're dead.
Bro, it's not even, it's like when the other guy, you know what? Again, there's some elements of this I was thinking, like, that's me. But then other elements, I'm like, I'll never do that. When the brother said, come stay at my house, I'm thinking, okay.
Why?
Exactly. But then when you see something climbing the window, you think I'm going back in the house.
No, so he did. That's the best thing he did. He did.
The house is gone, man.
But what else? But the other thing he did, he stayed in the house. I would not have stayed in the house.
Oh, of course not.
I would not have stayed in the house. Bro, he's saying to me, why did you invite him back to yours? I don't care, man.
But then obviously the invitation, then he rescinded the invitation, right?
Yeah, with the cross.
But then when Mark and the kid was at the window, he says open the window, and then obviously he possessed him.
Yeah.
He didn't actually invite him in, did he?
No, but maybe opening the window is a sense of invitation. Yeah.
Okay. Because when the brother rescinded the invitation, he dipped out. Yeah.
Crazy.
So how was Barlow not affected by the cross then? Because he's like the head vampire.
I think maybe because it's a bit more powerful, and also I think like you need a level of faith and belief in it.
Yeah.
And the priest was a priest, but he wasn't really a priest.
He was sipping on that yak.
Yeah.
He tried to make excuses for it. He's like, it's one of those days.
So the gravedigger.
Yes, Mike.
Yeah. I may be wrong. Was he in a previous or the early version of Salem's Lot? Because I've seen him in other sort of like
the gravedigger. He's very young though.
He was very young back in the day. So was that him, or was he in another? Or was he in? It might have been in what's called.
He's in quite a lot of films, to be fair.
What's that witch's film? Hocus Pocus. It might have been in Hocus Pocus or something.
I got it here. Let me see what he's been in. So he's been in a few things: Salem's Lot, Manhunt, Weird Al, Glass, Criminal Minds, Agents of Shield. Oh, that's why I know him from Agents of Shield.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in Mad Men. He's been in a few.
Well, the young boy, yeah.
Yeah. No, not the young boy.
The gravedigger.
The gravedigger.
Yeah, he's a young boy, isn't it?
He's 37.
Yeah,
he looks.
But
young
he looks young.
I thought he may have sort of reprised a role as a different character or something. I
got you.
Nah, I don't think he was in.
But there's been is it Epps? Oh,
the Last Exorcism is I think the last horror film I can see.
But yeah, man. Yeah, man. I don't.
There's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I don't really have many positive. Like the kid Mark. I really appreciated his
Yeah.
like no nonsense.
And his ingenuity as well sometimes. Yeah.
I'm gonna get this done. Like him knocking over the big screen,
yeah, yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
like that. Like I was like, this kid is
Yeah.
he's on job, like more than the adults really.
Yeah.
When his parents
yeah.
died, I was really sad for him. I wasn't sad for the parents.
But he
dying.
wasn't.
I
He
was
wasn't
sad for him.
phased.
I think because so much is going on, he didn't have a moment to like
Process.
take it in. Yeah, do you know what I
You
mean?
just ran to the treehouse.
Yeah. The relationships between all the characters were weird as well. It was-
Bro, it's written not great. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, I know.
Even like with the parent stuff, like we didn't see the parents at all before.
Right,
did we?
right.
It's like I just didn't care they died. Like I couldn't care less they were gone because I had no connection to them whatsoever.
Yeah. There was one shot that I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." The guy who I forgot his name, but he's played by
the stalker
Bill
brother.
Camp, Matt. No, so the guy who invites the gravedigger in, right?
Yeah.
And him and Mark are like underground somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah.
dark, and then the light flashes, and the vampire just
Yeah.
breaks the light,
That was
and then it
cold.
goes. I was like, "Oh, that was kind of cool."
Yeah, that was cold. That
But
was
other
cold.
than that, nothing really got me. So I was
And I also didn't like how they defeated all the vampires. Like all of them just happened. That's where you decided to stay in the boot of the car.
Yeah.
In the middle of somewhere. You didn't want to drive it into the school and hide within the school or drive somewhere underground.
Yeah.
You want to stay out in the sun.
Yep.
Just in the.
You'd have been a better vampire, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100. Oh, bro. Make me a vampire. Everyone's gone. Everyone's gone.
Man,
Batman
thinking
who?
tactical. Yeah, no. It weren't the best, and I think Mark, the kid Mark, was like he was the best.
He's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his late introduction. To be fair, his early introduction, but then it kind of felt like the movie was going one way, especially
Yeah.
at the beginning. The kid from The Boys. So this was filmed a few years ago, right?
It must be
had
because
to
he looks young.
Yes, it had to have
Yeah.
been. It had to have been.
Because I realized like he in The Boys this season he's kind of
yeah,
Yeah.
he's taller,
now.
everything.
Yeah. So this must have been filmed a while ago.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks hella young.
I like how they introduced Mark's character though, like no nonsense. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
taking it from that
No,
bully,
don't- yeah.
which kind of showed that.
And
yeah.
the bear said, if he says uncle, it's like, no.
Say uncle.
It was shot in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a while ago. But again, like as I said, I know it's not a great film. It was just refreshing.
But yeah, you appreciate the fact that because you're a horror fan. That's the way, yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And if it was to stand up side to side with, say, for instance, if it was this, The Exorcist, or or The Substance, or something really new, I appreciate what it is, but it's clearly not standing toe to toe with these movies.
Got you.
Again, a lot of these new horror movies are overdoing stuff that doesn't need to. Like, in my opinion, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it now. There's only so much new stuff that you could add in regards to sort of horror or the jump scares. What's that movie we watched? Talk to Me. See, that was fresh and new. It wasn't like, okay, they're gonna. You got
Is that the Australian film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to Me was good.
Talk to Me was very. It's not like you see like these disfigured monsters, and they're always jumping at you, and you're waiting for a jump scare. I want something new, and that delivered.
Yeah.
This was something old, which I say, this is refreshing. But yeah.
It would be interesting to hear you talk about the evolution of horror as well. Like in general.
Yeah, because it does interest me. Like people that love horrors, they don't really get scared by horror movies anymore. So it does make me wonder, like, what do you not like about horror movies at this point?
I think for me, it's gonna sound all.
Because for me, I need to be scared if it's a horror movie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think because it's like, okay, I've been desensitized to horror because of I'm aware of certain stuff. So I'm looking for that next high, that next scare. Because if a film actually scares me, I'm like, all right, cool, that's done its job. If a horror doesn't scare me and I appreciate and see the sort of efforts that they put in to get people and it works, it's good. But then when something's just like copy and paste and it's like they're trying to just catch a bag, it's like I don't care for it.
Do you know the last horror that scared you? That actually gave you like a little fright or a jump scare or anything?
The
like
ones that actually give me fright, is ones that it's based off true stories.
Okay.
But then when they are very sort of like, when like they start showing you the pictures, the cards of after the fact, I'm thinking, oh my God, even though I know
like the
it's
full
been
kind.
traumatized and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, so even this may never have happened, it may be happened in their head, but this situation had occurred.
I remember we had like a phase of that. I think around the time where Paranormal Activity became popular. We had films like that. The Fourth Kind. If you remember watching The Fourth Kind.
Can't remember. The last one was the Amityville Horror was good. The what's the
Conjuring?
The Conjuring 1 and 2 was good. Again, it's based off true stories, loosely based off true stories. You know, it was actually it was rubbish. It was a rubbish movie. But I appreciate what they tried to do, and when I was watching it, I believe it's based on someone's lucid dreams or lucid thoughts. But still, The Deliverance.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
No, that's not what's the name.
It's on Netflix. It was on Netflix. It's almost like a Tyler Perry movie. Bad.
Okay,
but there's like an older original version of that, right?
I don't know.
I think no.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
But all these movies based on true stories. Then I'm
I can understand that, because you probably internalize and think, oh my god, this could happen.
Yeah. And if it happened to me, whenever we're watching horror, she never wants to watch with me. Whenever we're watching horrors, I'm always putting myself. I'm like, never. I'm out. Once you hear me saying that, I'm invested in the movie. If I'm watching the movie, thinking, why did he do that? Why did he make that choices? I couldn't care less for it. But once I start thinking, if that was me, then I'm interested. Love it.
It's mad, because there's also an element of like, hey, we could run, but then they'll go to this next town, and then they'll go to this next town. And what if they take over everywhere? And then it's like, oh my god, maybe we should have done something in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh my god. But you have to survive for yourself.
Of course. You know what horror or movie that I really want someone to make? A horror based on black people and how we would really act. And put us in situations where, regardless of our sort of preconceived sort of notions of, not me, never me, put them in some awkward situations.
Done in 5 minutes.
To be fair,
it won't. No, that's what I want. The blackening would have been.
I was
really
gonna say
good.
we had that comedy, the blackening.
Yeah, but that's what I'd say. Like stuff like that has happened, but they make it into a parody rather than take it seriously. Like I feel Get Out probably was the closest thing we have to that. Even though we're only following one black guy within the environment of white people. Us wasn't necessarily about how black people behave, but it was based on black family. So I want that film though. I do want the film.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The Get Out,
yeah.
Is Get Out a horror for black people and like a sort of
fantasy for white people?
No, it's a serious question. No. It's
definitely a horror. It's definitely a horror for black people.
Yeah, because I looked at it thinking, whoa. Yeah. But then how is it received? Like,
but by the whites.
Yeah.
I need to ask them.
I need to ask somebody. It's just like for me,
that's why it was so popular. It was like trauma porn for them.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Boy, that is a question.
That is an interesting question. Yeah.
I'm not asking it though. I'm not asking it.
Whoever does your clips, clip that.
Yeah. He's a white guy. I'm gonna ask Mark.
Mark, clip that.
Oh man.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about that question. But have you not got anything else to say about Salem's Lot?
No, I never watching it again.
Yeah, never.
Wow. I'm definitely not watching it.
I'm 100% never watching it again. But guys, we got to do STC scores, so we just score out of 10 if you can. But yeah, Kem, what are you saying? I'll let you go last, man.
Yeah. I'll give it a 6 because again, I know.
That's above average.
Yeah, it's above average. No, a 6 is rewatchable.
Okay.
For me, if it's 5, anything below 5, I'll never watch it again. Okay. 6, I'll put it on again and just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably give it like, I'm not gonna lie, like, and I'm similar to you. Like, I don't like to shit on movies, and I don't want to rate anything super low because I'm like, this is kind of disrespectful because people put their heart into making this kind of stuff in it. But this is like a 3. Honestly. Yeah.
It's a 3 for me.
Yeah. This is definitely like a Hallmark movie. You know the Hallmark channel.
Yeah.
Oh, this is definitely one of those. Yeah. But this is like the top end.
I don't really.
Top end.
I like some of the Hallmark films that I'm watching now. Like I could have a Hallmark film in the background. I don't think I want this in the background.
Yeah. What about like Bewitched and all those, The Good Witch, stuff like that?
Bewitched was a TV show, right?
Yeah. I'm just talking about like Hallmark stuff.
Oh yeah, I can have that.
You can mess with that, but not this.
No.
Oh, you guys are wrong.
The writing was.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
sorry, my guy.
All right, guys, that was our review for Salem's Lot. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of this movie. I don't even know. I think it was like very limited release, so I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let us know anyway. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And remember, Manny and PCS podcast, their socials are down in the description below. He's with us for a few more videos, so you'll see him when the videos released throughout the week. But yeah, see you guys soon. Peace.